He ignored you for 3 days and then he texted, hey, like nothing happened. And here you are, heart racing, wondering whether to respond or set your phone on fire. Don't respond, not yet. Because what I'm about to show you will confuse him far more than anything you could type. And listen, that's not revenge, that's power. And there's a difference. We've all been there. You gave him your time, you gave him your energy, or even your heart. And he treated it like a free trial he forgot to cancel. Maybe he played hot and cold till you didn't know what was up. Maybe he pulled away after things got serious. Or maybe he did something that cracked something inside of you and then acted like you were the dramatic one for feeling the way you felt. And the worst part is you still cared. You chased, you text first, you softened your edges to bring him closer. But the more you tried, the less he showed up. Listen, I'm not here to bash men. I'm here to talk about a pattern that most women find themselves in whenever they are hurting. And that actually makes things worse. And the more you understand these patterns, the more it becomes clearer to you. What most women do when they're hurting is they react. They text in paragraphs. They cry in front of him and they ask why me over and over as if the man who hurt you has the answer to your healing. And do you know what this does with this man? It makes him feel powerful. It makes him feel in control because your reaction proves he matters. Your pain is a proof of his impact in your life. So what actually throws him off his playbook? What confuses him? Your silence, stillness, you thriving. Not fake, I am fine. Not the performative Instagram reels for his views or performative happiness for his Instagram views and all of that. Actual peace, actual glow, actual I remembered who I was before I started shrinking for him. And you know what? That breaks something the man has no argument ever could. There are 5 moves that you can do. There are 5 things to do that will just throw him off balance. And the first one is stop explaining yourself. Stop explaining yourself. When a man hurts you and you send a long paragraph text, you understand, explaining why or what happened, you handed him over a map of your wounds. So he knows exactly where to press and where to ignore. Instead, say nothing or you just say little. You can say, okay, I'm fine, but you just say nothing. Do you understand? Silence is not weakness. It is a wall he cannot break and a mystery he cannot crack. Now, the second move is become genuinely unbothered. Not as a static, but as a lifestyle. Because the goal is not to pretend you don't care or to pretend happiness. Men can smell fake unbothered or fake happiness from miles away. The goal is to actually build a life so full, so rich, and so alive that you genuinely don't have space for his nonsense. So go to that dinner date, book that trip, call your girls and laugh out loud. Not for him, but for you. Then watch how quickly this gets in his head. Now, the third move is stop being available on demand. Do you understand? When he texts you at midnight, you're already asleep. When he calls you 3 days later, you're busy at work. And then you reply when you feel like it, not when his name pops up on your screen. You just grab your phone immediately and you start replying and you start picking up his calls. Not because you're playing games, but because You actually have a life of your own now. That distinction alone matters a lot. You get women who are always available signal, I have been waiting for your call, or I've been waiting for your text. And women who are full of life signal, you're going to have to earn a spot in my life now. One means desperation, or one means that you're desperate, and the other one is magnetic. Stop making him the villain in every conversation. I know this will surprise people, but just stop talking about him constantly, especially um, around mutual friends and on social media. Just stop. Why? Because even why? Because obsession, even anger obsession is still obsession. You know, be it anger obsession, you are still obsessed. And as long as he's the main character in your story, you haven't moved on. You've just relocated your focus on him. That's just it. You have not moved on. If you keep talking about him, if you keep bringing him in every conversation, if you keep making him the main character in every conversation, that means you've not moved on. So the best thing for you to do is just stop talking about him. Stop discussing about him. When you stop making him the center of your, maybe of your discussion or of your narrative, you take your power back. And he feels the shift, even when he can't explain why. He feels it. So, ladies, if you move on, just if you think you've moved on, just move on. Stop talking about him negatively. Just stop, because if you keep talking about him negatively, if you keep making him the center of every discussion, even to mutual friends and on social media, you are giving him the power. You're making him at the center of everything. You're just making him the center of see if he still lives rent free in your head. So if you think you've moved on, move on for real. The most confusing thing you can do to a man who hurts you is to genuinely move on. Not as a show, or not to make him come back, but because you decided quietly and firmly, that you are worth more than what he offered you. When a man sees all of this, when a man sees this, that you are not waiting and that you are not bitter, that you are not even thinking about him the way he wanted you, the way he thought you would think about him. When he notices that you don't really care and that you're just gone, just and when he notices it, gone both emotionally, mentally, and energetically, it rattles as something in him that no argument, no confrontation, no perfectly worded text could ever. Do you understand? These are men are egocentric naturally, and they just like making it look like they should be the center of everything. But when you genuinely just move past that, you don't even make him see that he exists. As you just make it look like he doesn't exist to you anymore. It rattles something in him. So when next he hurts you and you have that urge to react, to explain, or to beg for an understanding that you deserve for free, take a breath and remember that your peace is the best response you can give at that moment. You don't owe any man your breakdown. You don't owe him your energy, but rather you owe yourself a life that doesn't revolve around someone who doesn't see your worth. Do you understand? Confuse him by healing, confuse him by rising, and most importantly, confuse him by choosing yourself every single day. If these hits are different today, share it with a friend who needs to see this and drop a comment. I want to know what was the most powerful thing you did after someone hurt you. I read every single one, and I'll see you in the next video.